All right. So, hello everybody. Twisted D4E here. And I'm doing something I usually do not do for the most part, which in this case is record something like off something like Reddit. And I guess I decided that this is what I wanted to do, I suppose. And so this is a story I just was reading about just now. From that was from 10 days ago. And this is from the Reddit AITA, which stands for Am I the Asshole? No, censor. I don't know if I'll censor it. Screw it. So this one is Am I the asshole for kicking my son out for courting my wife's sister? Now, obviously, in this post, yeah, it was from 10 days ago. Is this a user? Throwaway record sister. Okay, that's what the, okay. My 42, uh, my 42 this guy, I guess, is doing the poster's 42. Wife, 34. 2 years, and I are expats, which I actually looked up means like you are living outside of your country or something like that. Due to my job as a management consultant for a firm with over 100 offices worldwide. Before my wife and I met and married, my ex wife and I were already living in the country for 8 months out of the year. After our divorce, our son, now 18, male, begged his mom to let him stay here because he lives like royalty compared how he lives in New York City. I do not blame him. As an expat, my company covers the housing, flights, food, education, and domestic staff costs were covered by them as we had the ability to enjoy life much more. My new wife and I took in our half sister, 17, uh, female, Sarah. If we hadn't taken Sarah in, if we hadn't, Sarah would have had to go into foster care since their mom was always in and out of jail. She got a new boyfriend and no longer wanted to be legally responsible for Sarah. Okay. The first time Sarah saw the daily breakfast spread her cook makes, she ate until she threw up. That continued before she finally settled down. The expat wives who took my wife under their wing told her that excess food was a problem among their staff. They've found out that the maids would get into bloody physical fights behind their backs over leftover food if they were allowed to take it home. Not to mention, when you split evenly, some maids will always go think was always going to think her family deserved the food more. Then there's the randoms around here who will follow anyone who think that has food. It's not a safe country outside the bubble in quotation marks. We did not want that kind of drama or attention, so we said that in consideration of Sarah not wanting leftovers to tempt her and keeping things drama free, leftovers were off limits. It made my son unhappy because he thinks we are wasting food. This is coming from the boy who now refuses to touch leftovers and could feed people with his allowance. The household staff did not seem to mind the policy. However, my son continued to be very moody about this, complaining that the average two income family here made under $3,000 a year. Well, oh shit. Then he takes it further, and I found out that he'd been taking videos of Sarah and her friends taking leftover dishes and throwing it at animals on our and their properties with it. Not great, since feeding some of the animals causes rat problems, not to mention the rats stay fed, but also shows Sarah taking one or two bites out of leftovers and then throwing them away. I felt that was a huge violation of Sarah's privacy since she's sensitive about the fact she's now eating until she's not hungry, not until she's full. But my son sees it as them being wasteful when we should be using it to set off a staff bloodbath. What the fuck is wrong with him? I asked him if he was just going to follow slash film family member and that Sarah is entitled to the food since he's the one who won't touch leftovers. I told him that when he should start looking back moving back with his mom because after he graduates, I don't want him here if he's going to do this. I also call off his allowance for the month. Am I the asshole? My son claims that I'm being a hypocrite by letting Sarah have free reign over the food. Now, since my first time doing a Reddit video, I'm actually going to read the comments here. This was from R Enthusiastic. I don't even know what you're talking about. Why does this have so many upvotes? Why? Why does this have so many upvotes? Rich people in a poor country problem. Oh my goodness. I thought this was going to be a post about somebody filming someone changing clothes or in the shower, something actually inappropriate. Well, don't you think it's privacy invading to record someone, regardless if it's them changing clothes or anything like that? I feel like it's a bit more privacy invading regardless, especially if they didn't consent to you filming them for any reason, whether it's that or something else. Agreed. What a weird thing to be upset about. Like someone else said, pay your people enough to be able to eat and not fight each other. Oh, that's something I never saw that. Well, I for one would be quite upset if I was videoed shoveling or people pretending to be rich. Yeah, living like kings when you're stabbed into bloody fights to feed their families. Yeah, this post is too vapid and confusing to be fake. If it was fake, it would make more sense. This post is wild. Yo, I thought I was the only one whose brain got scrambled reading this. Nope, you're not alone. And I read it twice, not wrapping my mind around these people wasting foods surrounded by starving maids. It reads like GPT. I had to generate a shit post. I'm gonna upload that. Jesus. I read this whole thing and I have no idea what's going on. When creative writing goes wrong. Okay, so this person's claiming that this post is fake, and then saying, but they got was Sarah has compulsive overeating problems. Apparently, staff have come to blows about who gets what leftovers, and the son hates leftovers. So I don't know what this person's saying. So original poster has decided the best course of action is throwing out any and all food not eaten at each meal. So Sun thinks this is wasteful and has filmed Sarah being a wasteful, irresponsible ass feeding human food to random males that she doesn't want to eat. Original poster is mad because this apparently was a invasion of privacy in spite of this occurring in outdoor areas in view of others. That's actually a good point. I am a shark. I AMA. That's actually a good point. My assumption was their staff members having family barely surviving and essentially starving, so they would fight over leftover food if they were allowed to take it. Sarah had a mess of a single mom and rarely had food, so she was gorging herself when she suddenly had everything she could want in front of her, and had to teach herself not to overeat, that she wouldn't starve again. Son somehow prefers country where no one else really has food, and he wants every meal made fresh for him, but also doesn't want the staff to go without, but also thinks his step aunt or whatever shouldn't be allowed near food. I don't know, man. This is either horribly, ridiculously fake or poorly attempted creative writing or an entitled dude who has no real problem, so he's creating one. I honestly read this wondering if original poster was having a mental breakdown because not having a single thing is cohesive nor makes sense. I thought he smoked too much. Christ, good to know I'm still mostly coherent. That's a good one. What in the 10 hells did I just read? Yes, sir. You, sir, are a monster. You have extra food and you just throw it away. When you know hungry people could eat it, you do this because you heard rumors that the hungry people you employ fight over the food. Your son sounds like a decent person. You are the asshole for kicking your son out, but also for being a shit heel of a human being. Jesus! Sorry. Holy crap, so many upvotes, but I can agree in a way. That makes zero sense. That makes no sense. Why that's your course of action, to do. Oh, I actually didn't even notice this was another point. Holy crap, I'm not even the people he employs, just the staff in general from other people who are considered rich in that country. You're the asshole. I thought this was going to be a post about. So I think this is from an upper or a certain point here. Oh, this was kind of almost feeling like it's copying this person, but this is something kind of different. It says, I thought this was going to be a post about someone filming someone changing clothes in the shower. Something actually inappropriate. If you actually kicked your son out for what he actually did, you're a massive asshole. Exactly. She's a fool, acting a fool outside, and plain view of anyone around. There's no expectation of privacy. Well, original poster should do some serious reflecting, understand why they have this vendetta against their son. Original poster is mad at the son for forcing him to do something about the girl's behavior, which might get him in trouble with the family. He's such a doormat that he'd rather have his son be treated like that rather than stand up for him with a chance of getting some tension with the family. Both asshole and coward here. Holy shit. Yep, she broke the rules and he gave you the proof. Privacy is what you get in the bathroom in your bedroom. Now outside with your family in a semi-public area. That's true. To be fair, his kid sounds like a spoiled brat. What's wrong with some discipline by taking away his allowance? I guess so, but it's like it's the whole idea of this post, or the whole concept, I guess, of it. Hold on, is there one that top? I'm just gonna read. I'm just reading the best. But the whole idea that he's kicking his son out for recording his wife's sister, half sister, um, for filming, for her and her friends taking leftover dishes and throwing them at animals and at other properties. It seems. Yeah, the original poster seems like, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying they seem like a bit of a total dickwad. Why are you kicking your son out when, again, that's a semi-public area? It's not like she was inside doing that, which is different, and it's not like some people kept saying, like, if he filmed her doing something he shouldn't when she's expecting a lot of privacy. I'm just gonna keep reading down here. Your staff's so hungry that they'll fight over someone else's leftovers. And your answer, instead of giving them the food, is to completely waste it? What in the entitled aristocrat, I'm so much better than you. I'm rich, so I'm better than you. BS. Total, you're the asshole for encouraging classism and punishing your son who called out the stepsister's shitty behavior. But I'm glad your wife is hot. What the fuck? Hold on. When did this guy say that his wife's hot? I'm confused. Where in godforsaken hell is this person saying that? Why the fuck? I'm downvoting that. What the fuck is that? Not even the stepsister. It's his mom's stepsister, more commonly known as his step aunt. Okay, exactly. You're a giant asshole for denying your likely starving staff leftovers. Your wife's sister is following in your asshole footsteps by also wasting food. You're also an asshole for punishing your shiner for bringing a problem to light. Stop being so myopic and entitled. Ooh, that's a good term. Myopic and entitled. I like that. So your son filmed someone being an asshole, and your response is to kick him out. Am I getting that right? You can wrap this up in privacy if you like it, if you like, but I'm not buying it. You're the asshole. Sarah isn't being an asshole. She probably thinks that throwing food away is also wasteful and is trying to use it to feed animals instead. It's misguided, but it sounds like she comes from a background of extreme scarcity and total authority. So she hasn't even questioned the adults in her life who told her that the solution to her eating disorder, is to throw away the food to avoid tempting her. She probably hasn't questioned their housekeeping staff. Hasn't questioned that their housekeeping staff deserve the food more than the animals. After all, she has grown up in a situation where hunger and a lack of food was normalized. Might not be aware that the staff is hungry or the reason for throwing their food away instead of giving it to them. She might think that their hunger levels are similar or not as bad as what she experienced, and therefore they're doing okay. She absolutely does not deserve to be recorded and humiliated. She's only 17. She clearly still recovering from a very abusive upbringing. Original poster says she's still sensitive about her struggles with food, and seems very likely that throwing food into the trash is painful to her, and that feeding wild animals is a less painful alternative. Original poster is the asshole for being wasteful and ignorant, and the son is an asshole for being cruel and hypocritical. Interesting. Well said. It took way too long to find a sensible reply like this. No clue why everyone's sticking up for the son. He is obviously a spoiled little shit. So actually, and I can agree with this kind of line of reasoning here. It's like, so this person, Brian Zoe, saying that you're the asshole for kicking your son out for essentially bringing